we'll have each of you answer the same question, and by the end, hopefully, we'll all get to know them a little bit better in a different way that we can't hear in a 30-second commercial. Fair? All right, so let's start. Give us some background info about you as the person that we don't hear in your commercial or when you make announcements here. Jennifer,
that's a good question. I was born and raised near Portland, Oregon, in a trailer park in the middle of the woods. My parents still live there. It's like a little fairy forest. I've got, I have 2 kids. They're both grown and flown and both doing their thing. I've been a photographer my whole life, since I was old enough to hold point and shoot cameras in my hand. And always been a bit of a tomboy. Like getting dirt in the mud.
okay. Next.
All right, so something that you guys, that I don't present here in my 30-second commercial. So you're probably looking at me going, she is such a happy-go-get-lucky, content, joy, peace. I will be 60 next year, and it took a huge wave to get me where I am. We all have a story. We get that. We all have a story, but please understand, this was the most insecure girl, life full of betrayals, injustices. Again, we all have our stories, right? It took a lot to get here, and it took a lot because I had a really strong why. I had a why because all my life most of my life since 14, I've been in corporate America, being the troubleshooter and the problem solver, and in multi-billion-dollar companies, because that's what I love to do, because I just know how to solve shit. Is this recording? And about 15 more seconds. And with the love of troubleshooting, the love of problem solving, I have become physically incredibly healthy. I've had cancer 17 times. I've had so many different things in my body, physically, mentally, emotionally, and had to let go of a lot of family, a lot of friends, everything just had to let go in order for me to be free. So I think that's something that you guys probably don't know. And I'm just really happy. And so when people go, oh, it's your birthday, you're 25, I'll go, no, I'm your life. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hard to follow that because I'm not so deep. Okay, so the way I describe myself is I'm a Jewish kid from New Jersey. It's simple as that. And you guys some people have heard that before because it's true. I'm all the way through. I'm a Yankee fan, I'm a Giants fan, I'm a sports fan. I food, I have the worst metabolism in the world. I walk past food and gain weight. That's why I constantly have to go to the gym. I guess I listen to all these people now, and I'm melting the healthness, all these different things that people have. I've been blessed the fact that I don't have any of that stuff. I really don't. I talk fast, I talk loud, but I don't have all that other stuff, like that, all the other symptoms that people deal with in mental health. I just don't. Maybe I'm blessed, or maybe I just don't give a shit enough to have, to care about shit that would bother me. You know what I mean? I don't. Life is too short. I enjoy it every day. I lost a lot of my family to cancer. My wife now has cancer. So my whole family smoked. They had all kinds of issues. So maybe I just stayed away from them. And I didn't want those issues. So I didn't smoke. Everything that I saw people do that caused them problems, I just didn't do. And I never had that addictive personality. So so that's why. So I've just become the person now that this community. Of course, I'm going to say it over and over again. I completely changed my life. The people in this community are just ridiculously friendly. I just met Sadie. I just met Monica. Sadie just came. I met her the other day at an event, and she's just a wonderful person. She will fit in here beautifully. She really will. I'm besties with Ken now, and all kinds of Leanne and Nissa, and she's doing all kinds of stuff for me. So you guys are just awesome. So that's about it.
All right. Next question, Brant.
All right. So why did you guys start your business and set it up the way you did? Jennifer.
I was in a networking group in Tacoma, Washington as a photographer, and I feels in flight. And so she started teaching meditation out of my studio. I have a photography studio in Tacoma. And it was the first meditation I was ever able to do where I didn't feel like super stressed out afterwards, because I'm like, you want me to clear this mind? Like, in what world is that a possibility? I could never do it. That was the first meditation where I left it. I was like, oh my god, I feel so good. And so I was like, fine, I'll do your next weirdo little life activation. And I showed up like this, and I'm like, this is crazy. And it worked, and so I'm like, fine, I'll do the next thing. And I'm like, fine, I'll do the next thing. Fine. And every time I show up like this. And I would like poke. I'm gonna poke holes in your story, and I'm gonna pick it apart, and I'm gonna prove that it's wrong. Right? Every step I went.
She has no attitude at all, in case you're
None
unclear.
whatsoever. And then lo and behold, every single one of it worked in ways that I never even imagined possible. So I kept going, and now I do what she does, and I still do the photography part. So Magic Hour Studios, Magic Hour is the best time to do outdoor photography, right? But it's still okay for the other kind of magic, which is to basically transmute and transform your life. So, yeah, that's my story.
And it started in a networking group.
It did.
Imagine that.
And all women, it was called Polka Dot Powerhouse, which I was like, this is the toughest name I've ever heard. But I still showed up. See, I never had any attitude at all, guys.
That's English.
Okay, so remember I said I was a problem solver and a troubleshooter. I was just a whiz in the corporate world. But then I noticed that my back would go out all the time. All the time. I mean, I would be on the ground. I could not move. How the heck am I supposed to work? And then one day I was watching, do not remember, it's a very famous show with Tony. He died. It's a mafia show. Anyway, he's in the Sopranos. And he's in the psychiatrist's office, and he knows that his friend is going to rat him out, the FBI, and he's wearing a wire, and his back went out. And Soprano asked, whatever his name was, asked this, the psychiatrist, is it possible that your emotions are connected to physical? Oh, please, that's like psychology 101.
Yeah.
And she goes, absolutely. And then all at once, it was like, oh my God, who is in my life? When my back goes out, what happened the night before? Oh, when my back went out, what happened the day before? Oh, what happened? And I knew who it was.
Preach it. Come on.
So I decided I had to divorce a main family member for 12 years. 24 hours later, I've never had that back issue ever since. So I was like, okay, hold on, there's more to this. Remember, I'm the problem solver and the troubleshooter. What about this emotion? What about anxiety? What about stress? What about trauma? What about this? And I healed myself, and I created a program where you take one topic, 2 hours, and that level of pain and heartache is gone, guaranteed. That's called the emotional boot camp. So I did over 300 issues up to this day. I only thought I had 10 issues. Damn. I had over 300 issues, and I healed, and I could not keep it to myself because it is too beautiful and it's too simple. Life is simple. We complicate everything. So I said, that's it. I am going to everything. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. You cannot teach anything I don't care what industry it is, unless if you do it yourself. So I started bit by bit. Why did I form it the way that I did? I did it by the fact that first is education. We are not taught truth. So I teach truth first because that is the platform, that's the foundation. So we do sessions, we do boot camp, and it's done in such a short amount of time. And that is why I formed my business. That is why I set it up that way. And just like it's just the best life ever.
And the name of your business is
Simply True.
The Truth.
Everything is simple if you just apply truth. Not your truth. There's no such thing as your truth. There's no such thing as my truth. There's only one truth. Okay? The rest is assumptions, illusions, and all that. There's only one truth. See? So, yeah.
Okay. That's okay. So why did I start on the marketing? I had a bunch of businesses that I financed back a couple of years ago. I was with another community, and I just wanted to be a business person. Okay, I worked I paid for dad for like 10 years. I worked for other people for many years. I owned other businesses, but never like where I thought of myself as an entrepreneur. So I got caught up with a bunch of people that, just were full of shit. I don't know what else to say. And then I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money, 6 figures or more. But I learned my lessons. And what I realized is that all they were doing was just asking for money. They were just borrowing money, they were hustling for money. It's just what it was. Okay? And so I said to myself, instead of asking for money, let me find out a way I can make you money where you actually have to put the work in. And if you don't put the work in, you're broke. If you do put the work in, you'll make money. So I had the television channel. I bought it 2 years ago. Back in November of 22, I bought it. And I said, you know what? I can do something with this. So I'm a TV holic. I sat there and thought, how can I make people money? So that's when I came up with the plan with the 20% revenue. If you share your content, your work, I'll pay you for it. Simple as that. All right? If you put the work in, you'll get paid. It's that, and it's really that cut and dry. So a lot of people, smart people, are grabbing onto that and saying, wow, that's a good idea. So instead of asking me for money, I'm now going to say, you know what? After 90 days, what if I give you $10,000 for a $300 investment? So that's a smart thing to do. So that's why I did it, because I got tired of people asking for money and doing nothing for it. They were literally just, hey, I need more, I need more, I need more, and more for what? And then when you try to talk to them, they didn't have any sense. You knew you made a bad decision, and you just had to cut them off. But you took that hit. It was hard hits. So that's why I did it.
Awesome. I changed this next question a little bit because it ended up being a part of our commercial with a fun fact. So I had something like that here. For this one, tell us your favorite job that you had prior to becoming an entrepreneur that you own your business now, or a favorite role that you were in before your business. And let's start with Mark.
Favorite job? I've always been a salesman. I've always been the person that, you walk into a furniture store or an RV dealership or a car dealership and somebody, here I was smiling with you. And I think it was my favorite position because the bosses always said, when I went to go for the job, they said, well, Mark, how much salary can I give you? And I would always tell them, you can't pay me for what I'm worth. I always said, put me on commission, because if you can't pay me enough, you'd have to pay me $1 million to tell me what I'm worth. I'm unlimited what my worth is. So I always worked on commission, and I made a lot of money on commission and then most of the times when I was with the customer, back in the day, I would just talk, and at the end of the sale, they go, Mark, what I buy? And I go, don't worry about it, you'll have it when you get home. And then 15 minutes later, you come and go, Mark, thank you. And because it wasn't about the sale, it was about making that relationship, that friendship with them. And that's why it's always been my favorite position, because I got to talk to people and make friends. And most of the customers I had became longtime friends because that's what I built, friendship. And if they trust you and they love you, they'll buy from you. It's that simple.
That's awesome.
Okay, 2 things. One, I love being a waitress. I love being a shooter girl and a waitress. I love people so much and have for such a long time. My customer service skills are top notch. I love nurturing, taking care of people. That's one. 2, I had a business partner who ended up to be a convict.
Ooh.
And that's a whole story all on its own.
Next session, next panel.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, been there.
But something that we were doing together, which I had an opportunity to do, is to be in front of the camera, of a live audience, and just let it rip. And it's like I've been in front of the camera all my life. These are deep, amazing segments on humans and their psyche. It's just so much fun. Being on stage and being behind the camera truly is my element. And but it's not something that I do now. I mean, I'm on stage on different places, but yeah, those were the fun. Being behind the camera and being a waitress.
Awesome.
Awesome. Shooter girl. Oh yeah, $3 grand a weekend. That's not too bad.
So like before photography too? We
Yeah.
still do that? Okay.
Like Del Taco or something.
We lived out in the country, like there was no.
Or Starbucks, right?
I love working at Arco gas station in Sandy, where
Why?
I got that job because my car broke down and I couldn't do the house cleaning job, which I sucked at, anymore. And so I was like, well, I can walk. If I absolutely have to, I can walk to this gas station. And I thought it was going to be miserable, but it was so much fun. I got to run around, and because in Oregon, you can't pump your own gas. And so I got to go around, and it was a game. Like, if that person came in, and just to make sure everybody wasn't waiting, all that stuff. And I got to talk to everybody, and I was a cashier. I got to talk to all the skiers because Mount Hood is a year-round ski place, and I got to talk to everybody, and the managers freaking loved me, and so they gave me you have to be there for 2 years to get their bonus Christmas thing. I got only working there a few months, and they were so sad when I left, and I was too. But that's when I joined the Army and started a different life. But I loved the people and just bouncing around. I wasn't sitting at a desk. Yikes.
Free Slurpees.
Say
Free
what?
Slurpees.
Yeah. Yeah. I never liked those, so but yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Next question. Are you part of the Art of Connection book? If so, why?
Really? Again?
Again.
Wow. Quick story. I was sitting in that room over there. I told him many times. I was sitting in that room right over there, sitting next to Robert W. Jones. And I was, part of the community. And, I was in Scottsdale for about maybe 2-3 months. And I didn't really know who Robert was, because he really wasn't speaking at that time. And I was writing down a thing. I was writing down a piece of paper that I was going to be at the grand table at another community. And I was, speaking at another community, and I was writing down the information. He was kind of looking at my shoulders, and he was reading it. And then all of a sudden, he goes, "Can I see that piece of paper?" And I said, "Okay." Here. He wrote down his name, his email, his phone number, all his information. He goes, "You're going to be in a book." And I go, "What?" And I, again, I didn't know what that meant. 4 months later, I still know it meant December, and then. And then Buddy kind of talked to me, and and they said, "Oh, by the way, you have to write a page." I said, "What?" And then and then they went in, and then Natalie ran into me and go, "You got to do this." And I go, "Do what?"
So you were forced.
Right? No, I didn't know. I'd never been in a book. I had no clue. I had no clue what they were talking about. Still, and all of a sudden in February of last year, when they did the online event with everybody, Kendra Shawn, and all the writers from there were about 70 radios online. And they said, "You're in a book." And I said, "Okay, you want to speak?" And I said, "Okay." And then the book came out, and it was a game changer, life-changing situation that I was able to tell the rest of the world. I called it I hate to say it was my fucking page. Sorry, but it was because when people walk up to you, and there's always a doubt in your life. There's always someone that doesn't believe in what you're doing. Your family, your friends, everybody, and mostly your family. All right, and I had a very doubting Jewish father, and they said, and you're a schmuck and all that other good stuff, and I said, okay, but now I got, and I got the chance to say, you know what, you're you, and I'm an international best-selling author. So, and that was it, and that it was an opportunity to, it gave me credibility, and then from there, when I started talking about my business, people believed me more and more and more, and that's why now I'm at the point where I'm at.
Awesome.
So one day you may ask yourself, what is my purpose and what am I here to serve? Because the reason we are here is to bring awareness and to serve. So the service for me is to inspire. Whether you have made a difference in one person's life, and it doesn't matter in which element, in which way, whether it's the way you dress or whether it's the first one, or whether it's something that's profound, it doesn't matter what it is. So obviously, the art of connection, if just one person just happened to open the book and to do this, sometimes we do that when we open a book and this is what we're supposed to read, and if it was just that one line that they left the relationship after being abused for 20 years, or whether they just decided to move, whether anything, I know that I've done my part. I do this because I am here to serve. I wasn't born for any other reason. I love you.
Woo!
I joined INET just earlier this year, so the book had already been done. So I'm not in one yet, but I will be in the next one.
Woohoo!
For the exact same reason.
Okay, so before we close the panel, are you guys learning something about them? Yeah. Okay, this is good. I'm excited. If you have questions for the next panel, please submit them in. And definitely talk with me after the Art of Connection book. We're send business your way right now? We'll start with Jennifer.
I was just thinking about this earlier today. I have been neglecting my social media since I've been joining the networking groups. I just get, y'all, I've had my best year ever because of INET. So join INET. But I have been like, whatever about social media. And I'm like, I really need to re-engage with social media. So I would love it. I have these little flyers that have a QR code around the table. And on that QR code, it goes to my website. And on my website has all my social medias. So like, if you feel moved to share or comment, like, you know how
Engage.
yeah, just engage in my social media, follow, share my stuff, whatever. I would do the same for you in return as well.
Talk to Lloyd.
I have one of those.
No, I talked to Leanne. She does some social media pretty well.
Yes. All right,
It's all over the place.
She's the social media.
What you can do for me is to do something for you. So come and see me. My first session is free. We can do it over the phone. We can do it over Zoom. You can come to my office. And my office is a really great place. Janet's there too. You don't know what you don't know, but what if there's just this one thing that gets you to do, like, oh my God, just having an aha moment. That can change your business. That changes energy, which can then change your business, that can change your relationships. And then somebody is watching you and you're inspiring them. So that's what you can do for me. Do something for you. Thank you.
I don't want you to do anything for me. I want you to do it for yourself. Okay? I created this television channel for entrepreneurs. I created it so you can get your brand out there globally. So all you have to do is share the content with me. You get paid. It's that simple. I don't know how else to put it. You guys, familiarity is everything. The reason me and Leanne run into everybody is because we're out there constantly. Right? It's what I do. I'm a social media, yes, I post constantly, but I'm out there. People, when they see your face, they trust you. They know that if they ask you to go to an event, you're going to be there. I was at Char's event. I've been in her office. All right, I've been hung out with Kane. I've been to all. I went to Nissa's Bank. I've been to all these events with people that when they ask me to show up, I actually show up. I show up to everybody's events because I'm supporting them. Okay, and in turn, I show up at these events because it means something to them. They're putting this effort into creating this social media, creating this event, and it means something to them. And I want to justify that by saying it means something to me too. Okay, and so that's why I share everything I do. And then when I go to the events, I post the crap out of it because I want them to understand that I was there and it means something to me. And then I post it. You know, I post everything I do. I post because I share constantly what the people have shared with me. You know what I mean? And that's why. That's what the channel is all about. It's entrepreneurs getting out there. Don't be shy. Don't be cautious. Don't say, I'm going to do it later. I'm going to do it now. The funny thing is, this young lady right here keeps telling me I haven't made any video. But the scary part is, guess what? She's on television as of today because that's getting posted on television as of this afternoon. So Ingrid is now an international television star, whether she's reluctant or not. Okay? So, yes, because it's out. You're out there. You do so much speaking here. The world should be hearing you, not just the few people in Arizona. Let the world hear who you are because people come here constantly. Let them come see you and get that brand out there. People visit Arizona all the time. So, make your brand international.
Awesome. Give us our before you guys get up and go, one of the things we love to do in this community is make sure before you leave, you book a one-on-one with these three people. Each week, our speaker, Monica, just so you know, that's one of the things we focus on, is so that we can get to know you outside of your few minutes that we get to know you here, and then be able to work together. That's how community and business is built. Hence the tagline of INET for sure. So we are going to close in just a second here with a quote from the book. One of our authors gets featured every single week as part of our closing here, and then Brant will let us know the schedule and who is up for speaking, and come back with friends
Hey
next week.
Brant,
Yes.
before you do that, we missed the part about if you have an event coming up. So can we do that after or?
Yeah, we did that intentionally because we had the panel. Yes.
Okay.
You want to, something to
Let's
share?
do it now before we close.
Oh, okay,
Go
yes. So September 13th, Fighters for Hope, we are putting on a charity golf tournament. So I believe I have everyone's phone number. I will send you the information, and it would mean the world to family organization, but come out. If you don't golf, that's fine. You can be a part of it in a lot of different ways. So I already have Patrick that comes and goes in this meeting from Ben's Media. They're super excited about it, and they're going to be a sponsor. So I will send it to all of you, and if you can attend, I would appreciate it, or at least check out the website, and if you can donate, I appreciate it.
Where's the tournament being held?
The tournament's being held out at DC Ranch, DC Power Ranch, out in East Valley.
Yes.
So I am the new showcase spokesman for the Chandler Group, and my first week. So, and I booked somebody to present for next Tuesday, but they backed out since I communicated with them. So I have an open spot now, and so if anybody wants to present Chandler, next week it's at we meet at 11:30, 12:30 at the Rista restaurant, and if you're familiar with the area.
So see Lloyd if you
So
want
see me,
to
yeah,
present.
so see me if you want to do it next week.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Tonight we have movies and mocktails. We're watching Disney shorts and having conversation and community. It's free. The event is on these flyers. If you don't have one, please grab one. But it's tonight, 5:30 to 8:30. And there's a whole lot more coming in August as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. Anyone else? All right. Like Shar said,
No, she didn't get.
She didn't get
She didn't do it commercial.
Hi.
would you like to introduce yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure.
Welcome.
Do I stand or?
Whatever you want.
All right. Well, my name is Zaki, and I met just like 2 days ago, right? 2 days ago, Mark, and I'm just really thrilled to be here. Thank you for the invitation, for seeing me, for adding value in my life. Because I already feel connected. I've been in a manifesting phase. I'm a life coach and a healing artist, and so what that means is I help empower others in connecting to their authentic self and just kind of really rediscovering who they are, their purpose, why they're going through what they're going through, and energy work, all of it. So I'm so aligned with being here, and I'm excited to network and get to know all of you as well, and just grow together. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, guys. Like Shar said, we end each meeting with one of our quotes, thoughts, and questions to leave us with from one of our published Art of Connection books. So this comes from Jennifer Farrar. Net quote: "Gratitude is a state of being, not a four-letter word." And her thought was, growing up, I hated the word gratitude. My mother would say to me when I expressed a desire to have more than I had, "Be grateful for what you have, because either it could be taken away or you could have less than you already have." This meant that what I had was all I could have or nothing more. I received that message loud and clear. I believe gratitude was a demand because it always came with a finger being shaken in my face. Gratitude also came with an implied sacrifice. We had nothing growing up, and survival wasn't assured. Whatever we were given, including food, gratitude was expected. If I had more, then someone else in the family had less. Well into adulthood, I heard someone say, you can be grateful for what you have as well as ask and receive more at the same time. Doing this gives you more things to be grateful for. And that, I understood, gratitude could mean something entirely different than my childhood definition. This was a revelation for me. So in prayer, I asked for a true definition of gratitude and received this answer. Gratitude is a state of being. It is an elevated emotion. It is an act of acknowledgement for the blessings of what you have and will have. And the question that Jennifer leaves with us is, what more can you ask for and be willing to receive to have more gratitude in your life?
Ooh, I like that. And with that, have a fabulous rest of your Friday.
And with, by the way, next week, Shar is up here.
Woo-hoo!